You are. That's very ignorant and that's very reckless because you are intentionally raising that Black child to not understand who he is as a Black person. And I think that's very dangerous and it's not fair.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so listen. How is the white people gonna teach the Black dude how to be Black? That's the first. That's the first question.
They can't. They can't.
Okay, so listen. If they white and they raising them right, that's all I care about. The rest of the shit and the life lessons gonna come with it when it's time to have these talks. They'll be had, but I'm not for to raise a child a way that I don't even know. If I had a white baby, I raise him the best I could to my ability.
Like the nigga baby.
No, I understand.
Not to the white experience.
No, I understand. And it's not raising them to be Black. It's raising them with the awareness that they are Black and their experience in this country is going to be very different. It's going to be very different from their cousins and their grandparents. It's going to be different. And you cannot be oblivious to that. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure when they learn their colors, they'll know just like the real girls figured out. No. Listen, just like Coach K figured out she wasn't Black, and I figured out I wasn't white, and my boy Trail over here figured out he wasn't Mexican. We all figured it out along the way. Didn't nobody have to raise us to know it.
Go ahead, Miss K and then CJ.
Yeah, go ahead. Put me in line after that.
Okay, here goes CJ. Oh,
all right.
No, my thing is Kate and CJ. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
My thing is, what's the difference between them taking Black children going to an all-white daycare? What's the difference between Black children going to an all-white school? Like, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter the raising them as long as they're being raised white. What is this Black experience they have to have? If we didn't have to have our children walk through certain experiences, we would have prevented it. So why do those children have to be? Why do they have to know about that? Why do they have to understand the struggle? Why can't they have a better life than what most Black people can give their children? Of course, when they get older, the real world going to hit, like 2K say, certain things are going to come up and they're going to have questions. But when that happened, it happened. But as a child, just raise them to where they can get to the point where they have their own understanding. Love is love. As long as they have roof, water, the necessities they need to do as children, that's all that matter. All that other stuff saying that teaching them how to be Black, what is being Black?
Well, just
I never said anything about teaching them to be Black. I never said that. What I said was, you as a white parent, it is your duty. If you choose to adopt a Black child, you cannot raise them being oblivious to the fact that they are Black in America. You need to help them understand who they are, where they come from, and what this experience is going to be like for them. It's definitely going to be different for them being an all-Black child in an all-white school. We know what this country was built on. Let's not be oblivious to the facts. And this shit is deeply rooted, unfortunately. There are still things happening to this day that lets us know that racism is alive and well. So if you're going to adopt a Black child, you have to be so far removed from the ideologies of racism so you can actually protect that child. That's all I'm saying. Love that child, bring him as your own, but understand there is a difference here, baby. We can't deny that. And that's okay. That doesn't take anything away from them being a good parent. It actually makes them a better parent because they're fully aware. They're fully aware of the situation. That's it.
I think we would have what if there was to adopt? Sorry, go ahead, Miss K. We'll go CJ. Let's go CJ first.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go CJ.
So, what is it? Jazz? Is that your name?
Mm-hmm.
So you're 100% correct. So my foster parents are white. They didn't adopt me, but I did stay with them until I turned 18. And I moved into the house when I was 13. So it's about awareness. So my first duty station was Gulfport, Mississippi. If you guys know about Mississippi or Mississippi burning, racism is very, very, it's alive down there. And I've never been to Mississippi. I grew up in Texas where the KKK still resides, roughly 20, 25 minutes around, from where I live at. So they told me that, hey, you're gonna have issues. Like, I need you to be aware, this is what racism look like. This is where we're at. This is what we're going to teach you. And they molded me to be the person that I am today. So you're 100% correct when it comes about the awareness. Now, to the parents, when we went out in public, when I had my senior school night, it was a little weird to see a black child give a bouquet of roses to a white woman. So those white parents, they're actually going to experience the same thing. Like, they're going to get the looks when they go to Walmart. They're going to get the looks when they're out in public. Why do these white people have these black kids? So it all revolves around love, and it all revolves around awareness. Make sure that them black kids know that you're not going to be treated equally. I see you as my son, but the world sees you as something else. All right, I'm done.
Was it
I think that's a real slippery.
Y'all all weird to me.
Slippery. I think that's a real slippery slope. Like, and I want to tread lightly, CJ, especially since you have your own personal like experience. You know what I'm saying?
You good, baby girl? Talk your talk.
It's just I see the value, right? I do see the value of if you're being raised in a different race household, that you do need to understand that to a degree. Like, I get that, but I also think that this kind of perpetuates stuff. And I think that that's a part of what you were saying, Miss K, is like, what do I need to ingrain in them so deep? Like you said, just know in this world, you're going to be less, I think you said less than or underneath, or you made it like you're going to be here and people are going to be here. And as much as you didn't say, you said,
I never said that.
No, CJ, when he ended, he said something to that effect. Like,
so what I said is that whenever you leave this house, the world is going to view you different than how I view you as my child. So I see you as my child, but the world is going to see you as a black man.
Right. And you said something that put the black man under. I forget how you worded it, so I don't want to say it like you said it verbatim, but that was what I got.
I don't recall saying that.
Oh, okay. So my thing is it seems like it could technically run a slippery slope of what you're instilling into the child, like what you are now causing him to own and go out into the world. And really, depending on where you are physically located, what your adoptive parents' experience of the world is, to me, all of that can play a part in what you're feeding into them. Like the stuff that you said that you've experienced being in Texas and stuff like that, I grew up in New Jersey, so it's totally different. So if I were to feed in, like if white parents were to like feed that to me, I may be walking around as if that concept exists, and now I'm operating from that standpoint. And I think that was a part of what the guy was talking about. This is what I took from him. He recognizes that he is not black. So to 2K's point, he can't show his son how to be a black man, but I can show you how to be a man. I can show you how to be a productive citizen. I can show you how to defend yourself. I can show you how to provide. I can still show you enough of the necessary characteristics of a productive person, to where I'm hoping that if I focus on that and not the race component, you will be okay. That's how I took it.
Mm-hmm. The picking of the child is a race component. You went up in this motherfucker and said, I want them black over the white that look like me. And like, I'm not gonna, these white people are playing in our fucking face. Ain't no black nigga going in an adoption agency and picking the white baby. That shit ain't happening.
But are these black people going over there and picking the black babies either?
They do. But here's the thing.
They don't. I'm just saying
But here's the thing, Carrie. Here's what's so funny about it. Because I looked up the stat. There are about maybe 82,000 children who are Black in foster care right now,
Mhm.
in comparison to about 130,000 white kids in foster care.
You said I want them
So
niggas.
you're talking a huge difference, right? So my question is, we know white folks do the most adopting. If anybody do the adopting, it's them. My thing is, when you going into these adoption agencies, why are you skipping over all the babies that look like you and going to the Black ones?
They think
That's
they're
what
doing a favor.
I get
I get it.
Wouldn't it be racist to skip over the Black kids though too?
You said
No.
what?
No.
Wouldn't that be racist to be like, I don't want a Black baby, I want a
No,
white baby?
I don't think so. As a white person, I would not think you were racist for that. Not at all.
I guess I'm with Q.
That's what they say when they pick a white wife. I want a white wife.
Listen, why do y'all care? Why do y'all care? As long as that
Nigga,
person.
we're answering your fucking question.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't hear you. Go ahead, Quentin.
Whoa.
Well, you can't ask a question and say, why do we care? Like, what the fuck you mean?
I wasn't done. I wasn't done.
It just makes me curious. Why would you consider taking this child on? If you are an aware person who is white and you know what the experience of a Black person, a Black child in this country is as a white person, and you go and you skip over all the white kids just to raise this Black one, I am curious as what's the intent behind it? Well, you could have saved a baby that looked like you. You could have saved and it'd be a ultra family dynamic. Why are you skipping over the white children for the Black ones? You know what I mean?
I'm sorry,
Can
but
I just ask a question
ahead.
on that, Jazz? So let's say that it is with this like ulterior motive. What would that ulterior motive be? Like, what would their reason be for?
I mean, I don't really want to go down that kind of rabbit
Why
hole.
y'all gotta think it's a
I don't want
motive?
to go down that rabbit hole. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
No,
Wait.
The reason I'm asking is because I don't get how it's a negative play per se. You know what I'm saying? Without you being like, well, what will happen is they're actually probably doing it because they get more tax benefits or because of blah 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 blah. So no, I know it's not that, but that's why I'm saying if a white family adopting a Black kid can equal a productive Black kid's life, then where is the like gotcha moment? Like, where is the ulterior motive of the white people? Even if they pick a Black child over a white child, they are still providing a really good, assuming really good life for that child. So like, where is the get back? Where is the?
I'm just curious as to you go into the adoption agency. Is 10 kids, 7 out of them are white, but you choose the Black ones. I would just be curious as to why that is, because like Quentin said, as a Black person, as Black people, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. If we go into
how would we know if that was
why are you cutting her
looking
off?
for a Black child? I didn't hear you. What you said?
She's on a delay, y'all. She's on a delay. Give her a grace.
I'm delayed. Okay, never mind.
No, McKay is a delay.
Oh, yeah. So it's cool. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I do wonder why, especially when we know the number is vastly different. There are a lot of white children out here who need stable families. I'm not saying that you can't give a Black child that, but why not just go with what you know, as opposed to taking on a child that will have a totally different experience than what you've grown up to be and what you know in your family.
I don't know enough of the adoption process stories to
race is not the only factor when it comes to adoption. It comes to age, it comes to sex, it comes to upbringing. So it's not just race. Let's just be honest. If I would ever adopt, I'm not adopting a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old. Like I don't look at it as just race. Like it's so many factors that go into it. So Coach K and CJ.
I mean, this is like really surprising, and honestly, from Jazz, what you said first, like it just sounds like you're putting this, I guess, mindset into the child from birth because he's Black, that these white people are going to treat him like this and that everyone's going to treat him like this, which unfortunately, yes, there is racism. There's always going to be racism. But acting as if this child is flawed and that this, white couple, no one's saying that they're going to teach them to be black, okay? But you're missing the whole point, I think, and it's really sad. And I think it's perpetuating racism even more, that in putting this ill intent on these white people, who knows, maybe I think they have 2 children, but the one child, they wanted, a baby, for example. Let's say there weren't any white kids or there were no other kids that were babies. So it's like, you want people to be racist so bad, but why? And it's funny because you were pointing out to the passport bro about, seeing seeing women because of your experience. So if that's what you've experienced, that's what you'll find. And it's kind of like the same thing about white people, it sounds like. So that's all I have for right now. It's really unfortunate. And I mean, I respect your opinion. I just really disagree.
Yeah, no, I am not surprised and thank you for your perspective, but I am not surprised that you disagree. I mean, I'm sorry, it is what it is, Coach K. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Unfortunately, This is the reality of it. I don't want anybody to be racist, but this is a racist ass country. We have to be honest. It was built on it, and it's still systemically embedded in our country today. I'm all I'm saying is it doesn't make that child feel less than or inferior when you're
But they should, right? They should feel less than.
No, that you should not. Black people are never less than. That's not.
I agree. And them living with a white person, they shouldn't feel less than.
Unfortunately, though, history has shown us that in this country, white people specifically didn't view us that way. They thought that we couldn't even feel pain at one point. Like,
so they shouldn't adopt black babies then?
I'm just saying, what did I say earlier, sis? If you're going to adopt, you need to be aware of the black experience and empathize with it and understand the different nuances of what that's going to be like with you as a white person raising a black child. That's all I'm saying. If you're talking about, oh, I don't see color and he's not black, I have a problem with that.
I never said that, but I hear you.
And that's all I'm saying. Love is love. Trust me. I love children. Black, it doesn't matter. But even I would be hesitant to be raising a white child. That's different. It's just different. And I just would need to be fully aware and be super empathetic. And I want that for any white person that chooses to adopt a black child.